This is a strange egg. The boy edged his knife in slowly. After he finds the support points, a little pry like that, the bright green shell leaked out. This put the boy in a circle. Just when the shell is half pried, Mom's voice was heard in the distance. Jason had to drop his weapon and leave here. And that's when the egg is moving on its own. At night, Jason suddenly thought of the odd egg, braving the heavy rain. When he came in, he found the cracked shell on the ground. This made Jason a little panicked. All of a sudden, he heard a cry coming from the side, so the courage to walk slowly toward the inside, finally in the corner, and found the little guy who broke the egg. Jason slowly stretches out his left hand. He wants to touch it, but it didn't want him to touch. Fortunately, Jason fed it after eating the apple. The relationship between the two has slowly improved. Jason gave him a lovely name, Monster. Day 2, an army turned up on them. Because of the war, they're going to stay here for a while. Jason came to visit the monster in the warehouse, only to find the house in a state of total ruin. It turns out that monsters have a talent for huskies. It will eat anything when it's hungry. The shoes made of pure leather. The monster took a big bite out of it. Jason knows he's hungry. To get him something to eat in the kitchen. He doesn't know the kitchen has been occupied by Tom. There is no way. Jason had to carry the trash can over. When the monster saw it, not to mention how happy I am, got into the trash and eat it. While the monster eats, Jason is still telling him a story. Didn't wait for Jason to finish his story, and a bucket of garbage has gone by the monster. Jason found that the monster was a little dry, so a bucket of water was poured in. The monster played happily in the water. It's so comfortable. We can relax after dinner. One day, a man emptied a trash can of water outside. Scared, Jason ran over to check. Not bad for a false alarm. The monster's not in there. Jason was out looking for it and found it that night. And the monster was walking around the house. And that's when a dog watched on it. After a few seconds, runs to it. This is a monster with special horns on its head. When it's on a leisurely walk, a dog came rushing over. He was so scared that he ran forward. The dog chased after him without stopping. The monster looked back as he ran. The dog's eyes will catch up with him. That's it. The monster was lucky enough to escape a robbery. Before going to bed, Kate is ready to take a shower. Just walked into the house. Out came a scream. Jason heard it, hurriedly went upstairs and stopped his sister while pushing her back to the house and explaining Jason's surprising discovery. He just haven't seen him for hours. The monster grows many times to see how close the two are. Kate also slowly put down the guard, and he was willing to help Big Juan keep secrets. Jason happy praised Kate is a good sister, but that's when it happened. Jack broke in, found the monster in the bathtub in a second. There is no way. Jason had to tell the truth, because Jack likes his mom, and so quickly embraced the monster, and tell them this is probably the Loch Ness monster. And that's when Jason's mother came over. Fortunately, with the help of Jack, hide the monster in the toilet. The days after that, the monster lives in the bath. Jason feeds it regularly. On this day, the door forgot to close. The mischievous monster slipped out again. The dog heard the noise and ran upstairs. They met each other, so scared that the monster slipped and ran away. The dog is back in strong pursuit. That's it. The pair started parkour on the stairs. Oh my god, the vase and the antique are all broken into pieces. It's like the movie version of Tom and Jerry. Saw the monster get under the table. The dog takes off one to the dinner table. A passing place. Nothing is left. In the end, the monster relied on his high intelligence. It took a statue to get rid of the dog. Then I turned back, looking at a pool of goldfish. Both eyes have a god, and one of them went in. Finished all the fish. Day 2, when they find the monster. The monster has grown to the size of a pig. There is no way. Several people had to pull the monster to the lake. Although the monster is reluctant to part with the Jason, but in the end it was the apple. The monster still left Jason, watching the monster get further and further away. Jason shed tears in silence. The time came a few months later. Tai Zhuang rode to the lake in search of the monster, but when the monster showed up, let Jason suddenly goof's eyes. Jason. He gently pressed his face to let him touch it. They haven't seen each other in months, but it's still close. Then the monster let Jason sit on his body, began to take him around the lake, and went into the water with Jason. It won't take a minute. He has difficulty breathing, quickly slapping the body of the monster. The monster is in sight, heading straight for the lake. Came out like a dragon. That's it. In the company of monsters, Jason also slowly learned to dive. But when we're having fun, the dog brought Tom to the lake. He finds the monster, trying to kill him. Day 2, the troops suddenly went through a drill. Several cannons were pointed at the lake. Although Jason hurried forward to stop, but it was too late. The cannonball came within a whisker of injuring the monster. It's pretty obvious. That's exactly the opinion of Tom. The human approach. Let the character of monster mutation actually began to attack the Jason. Fortunately, the sight of the handsome saved him. At the same time, Tom brought several people to the lake, trying to attack a monster with a gun. When the monster gets angry, a water-saving lotus turned the whole ship over. Then a big mouth covered covered the tom. Just when you're about to take a bite, Jason shouted as he walked over, and one fell into the lake. It slowly sank down. The monster hurriedly flung out the tom in his mouth into the water. After swimming in front of Jason, got him up with his mouth, slowly put Jason on the bank. And that's when Jason's mother also came here with the army to see this behemoth in person. All of a sudden, a shell came in. Jason jumped on the monster, trying to get the monster out of here. It's totally awesome. Fortunately, all the way under the command of Dezhuang dodged the chase of all the shells, but it's about to get out of here. A net suddenly appeared in front of him, blocking the way of the monster. Jason can't protect it. He's sorry for the monster. At the same time, Mom came here with the army boss, pulled Jason into the boat, and the monster jumped straight into the water, destroyed the entire grid, managed to escape into the sea. Jason, few people are very happy. A few more days passed. The monster rises out of the lake to the Jason just after saying goodbye, jumped up and disappeared into the sea.